We'll do that. A lot easier. And a lot more time efficient. Ah, first time I ever used the phrase time efficient. Time efficient! Or is that a word, or is it a phrase? Well, I suppose a phrase is a fragment of a sentence. Well, you see that I like to make sure that my grammar's correct, you know. I'm not a grammar Nazi, no, but I am one who wants to make sure my grammar's correct. So, you know, let me know in the comments if time efficient. Wait, what was I said? What did I say? Here's my short-term memory kicking in. What did I say? What? Alright. So, time efficient. Yeah, I think it was time efficient. So yeah, just let me know in comments if that's actually a phrase or a word. Could be just a word with a noun with an adjective making up a word. Because for a phrase, phrases usually involve nouns, other stuff, words, and stuff like that from what I know. You know, it's part of a sentence. It's like different words. I mean, like, they're unrelated in a certain way, so that you know it's not a word, but it's like a phrase. Like phrases, time goes. Wait, no, time. I was going to say time goes by fast when you're having fun, but that's not really a phrase. That's a sentence. That's a complete thought. Has a period after it. So, yeah, I think for this house we'll leave it like that. I'll put a door. Put a door right there. Iron, no, because you really don't see any iron when it comes to brickwork. When it comes to masonry. That's the word I'm looking for, masonry. When it comes to masonry, you really don't see steel girders or supports. So yeah, this is pretty much it's a pretty much ruined house. Usually in Stalker, when you come to ruined houses like this, you usually have a campfire for some reason, even though everything around them is wood. But I suppose, you know, it's efficient because, like, you have your fuel source right next to you, but then again, you're sitting on top of your fuel source, so you just pretty much burn up. But I'm sure, you know, Stalkers are Russian. Or they're mostly Russian. Most of them are Russian. And Ukrainian and Soviet, or, you know, they're basically Russian or near Russian. Therefore, they basically... I don't know if that's fireworks or thunder. Just heard like a 15-second rumble. Probably both. That'd be awesome seeing fireworks and thunder. So anyways, basically we have our first ruined house. Usually they have chests in them, or basements with chests. Or, I mean, crates, because they're crates, not chests. So, usually in their basements they usually have walls of concrete. And to replicate concrete, I'll use stone. But since it's not all the way, I'm probably just going to use brick for this layer right here. And then I'll switch to stone. And I'll leave the floor with dirt, because apparently in those people's basements, all they had was dirt. Why is cobblestone? I want stone. So yeah. Apparently they have dirt, or you could just leave it like this, you know. We'll leave it stone, because if it's dirt, we'll leave it dirt. If it's stone, we'll leave it stone. That's the rules for these basements. And we'll leave it like this. And usually when it comes to the basements like these, usually they have ladders. Ladders going up. Like that. So it's like this. Ladders. And usually they'll have other things, you know. I want to see what wool looks like when I place it. I have to say it does look like a siding of a house, like the usual colored siding of a house with plaster for the exterior. I think that's plaster on the exterior in those houses. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I think it's because I think it's plaster. It's plaster, I think. So build it like right there, right there, go there. Yeah, like when it comes to other stuff, I built those like 2 days ago. 2 days ago, and then the day after, I was busy volunteering at the hospital. And yes, I do volunteer at the hospital. I work in the storage room. And what you have to say, out of all the jobs in the hospital, storage room is probably the most exciting of it all, because it's actually most laid back and fun. And that's my definition of exciting. Laid back, fun, don't do much. Pretty much every man's dream. Sit back, just catalog, label. You know, every working middle-class individual's dream is just to sit back at their job, relax, you know, have some 80s and 90s playing on the radio, relaxing with coworkers, having a lunch, chilling. Some oaks, some birches, but we'll put some pines down. Just lay down a few pines, you know, just to give the place a little life, a little greenery, little lushness, little green, little love. Get down tonight, get down tonight. So yeah, so, a little green, a little purple, little love, get down tonight. So yeah, here's it looks pretty good actually. I need now snow, and you have a pretty perfect post-apocalyptic winter. Thing is, a desert border. That's kind of right there. That border between biomes is kind of rushed. And ooh, pumpkins. I saw pumpkins. And there's a jungle over there. I'm probably gonna have to deal with that jungle. You know, let's see how far this goes back. You know, I think I should stop saying you know. Oh my, it's very bad. Remember, people, whenever in public speaking, never say you know. That's very bad public speaking etiquette. You never say that in public speaking. You should never say that. So I think this right here, what we'll do is, I don't know about this bridge here, because I guess we can leave it like that, you know. Because thing is, with a tip for when you're building ruins is that each ruin has its own story. And with each story of each ruin should be thought over carefully, you know. You want to hit at it as though something happened here, something big and important happened, that therefore it gives a reason that why the people experiencing or looking at the ruin should care. It's like what happened here should matter to whoever's viewing it. Should matter, like whether it be an adventure map or whatever, you know. It applies to anything involving ruins in Minecraft, or any structure, you know. Every structure should tell its own story. It should tell its own story, you know, tell of a previous life that not many people know of, you know. That's purpose. That's basically the purpose of structures being there, you know. Not only do they make it pretty and make gameplay features, you know, addable, but they add purpose to. They have a purpose there to enhance the story, give the story flavor. You know, not just like if it was just sat there and was barren. You know, because like in Fallout, for example, you know, I'll use Fallout because many people have played Fallout. In Fallout, almost each structure served a purpose before it was destroyed. Before it was destroyed by nukes. And you'll probably find out by talking to the NPCs, and you find out many structures had seen better days, you know. Very better days. Very better days as in stressing on the better part. You know, they've seen better days. You know, So yeah, just remember that when you're building structures. Each structure has a story that deserves to be told. And I think I'll put a furnace in here, you know, because in here there probably was a kitchen, and in which there probably was a family with wife, kids. You know, husband would come home each day after work. Wife would be cooking food on the stove. Kids would be sitting around, not playing with TNT, of course. No, they'd be sitting around reading a book. They were very educated children. You know, they were very thoughtful. You know, and so when the zone appeared, they left. And not only did they leave, but they left behind a legacy for future stalkers and adventurers to discover and learn from. And then there's this random jukebox by the side of the road, which apparently some lazy neighbor left behind, which had a CD in it called Mall. And Chirp, which is very disturbing CD. But yeah, I think that's about it for this part. You know, we've added trees, we've gone over stories for each structure you build, and we've pretty much gone over building houses. You know, next time we'll add on more houses. We'll add houses. We'll add a bunker. We'll find a way to return that way in that direction, because there's more woodlands. We wanna build the zone inspired structures in woodlands, because the zone is mostly woodlands and plains. But we want to avoid things such as jungles, deserts, and taigas, and oceans. Well, we could probably leave the oceans in, you know. So yeah. Basically, I hope this series helps you builders if you want to build something like for Daisy or anything like that. And remember, each building has a story of its own. If you've forgotten everything and you could only remember one thing, let it be that whenever you build an abandoned structure, build it so that it has its own story behind it. Just build it so that each brick has a reason to be there, and not just randomly placed there because it's abandoned structure. So, see ya.